standing and sitting, but I'm so delighted to see all of you here, and I especially also want to emphasize how pleased I am to see the awardees from this week for the International Women of Courage Award. It was the most inspiring moment of the week, maybe of many weeks, that we had at the White House with the First Lady. And to hear your stories is to be reminded, I think he just said it so well, of what courage really is. And we're grateful for your presence this afternoon. Let me start by saying to Jen how grateful I am for your extraordinary leadership. 3 years ago today, President Biden established the White House Gender Policy Council. And every day since then, Jen Klein has worked with tenacity and with vision to achieve its mission. Simply stated, equality, dignity, opportunity for every woman and girl. Thank you, Jen. And to our indomitable Ambassador at Large for Global Women's Issues. Thank you. Now, so I've learned something this week from Guido, because we had the wonderful ceremony at the White House, and the all-star lineup of extraordinary women leaders in our administration was introduced one by one. But the reception that Guido got was unlike anything. Samantha Power, Karine Jean-Pierre, Jen Klein, all very strong receptions. But Guido, so clearly there's something going on in this room. And I want my team to take some notes from this. But here's the truth. Around the world, Ambassador Raj Gupta and her team are working to unlock opportunities for women and girls. And this is a mission, a focus that is designed to produce results, to bring more women into decision-making roles in political and civic life, to prevent and respond to gender-based violence. As Jen and Guido know so well, as we work toward greater equality, it's essential that we look to and learn from partners outside government, human rights defenders, development workers, journalists, community leaders, and survivors. And so many of you are represented in this room. Now, I also have to tell you that for me, every single day is International Women's Day, and it starts at home with my wife, Evan Ryan, the White House Cabinet Secretary, who is here with us today as well. Although I think, as Evan will acknowledge, it probably starts even more with our daughter, who is very much a young woman, a very young woman of real courage. And she demonstrates it. She's 4 years old. But there is no more fitting way, to mark International Women's Day than to be with some of the individuals who inspire and inform our work, including our 2024 International Women of Courage awardees. When I had the opportunity to be with the awardees along with the First Lady on Monday, like so many of you, I heard their extraordinary stories, their extraordinary work. In the face of incredible personal risk, they're championing the vulnerable, they're championing the underserved, children, the LGBTQI+ community, people living with disabilities, survivors of rape and domestic violence. The United States, by the ceremony that we had, but also by the work that our leaders are doing every day, is committed to standing with them and all women who work toward a better and brighter future for their communities. President Biden has put the empowerment and the inclusion of women and girls at the heart of our foreign policy. As the President often says, history shows us again and again and again that when women are safe and free and treated with equality, their communities are better off, their countries are better off, the world is better off. Advancing their rights, thank you. As you heard my colleagues say, we believe strongly that advancing women's rights, advancing their representation, is also, simply put, a moral imperative. At the State Department, we're working around the clock to promote greater gender equality and women's rights around the world. And we're putting into action a comprehensive strategy to help women contribute to and benefit from economic growth and prosperity. And that means a few things. It means providing training and education so that women can lead in all sectors. It means expanding access to childcare so that women can enter, return to, and remain in the workforce. And by the way, so many of you know this, if we were able to achieve workforce participation parity for women around the world, we would add $28 trillion to the global economy. Just imagine what our countries, what our societies, what our world could do with those resources. Holding women back, denying their participation, simply put, is bad for everyone. Enhancing it would be good for everyone. Dismantling the legal and societal barriers that stand in the way of a level playing field. In short, helping women gain their rightful autonomy over their own lives while working to close the gender gaps which cost so much to so many of us. We're also working to deliver on our Women, Peace, and Security Action Plan to increase women's participation in conflict resolution and peace-building efforts. And each day, in communities around the world, American diplomats and our partners are advancing women's rights and opportunities and harnessing the benefits that come when they can realize their full potential. But here's the thing. For all the efforts we're making, we simply cannot do this alone. The struggle for women's rights is rooted in solidarity. International Women's Day was founded in honor of the women from all backgrounds, all walks of life, who came together to demand equality. Garment workers protesting unfair pay and horrific working conditions. Russian mothers striking for bread and peace and the right to vote. Eleanor Roosevelt advocating in the United Nations for women's full participation in the life and responsibility of global affairs. Side by side, these great leaders with women from around the world. That includes Hansa Mehta of India, who changed the phrase, "all men are born free and equal," to "all human beings are born free and equal" in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. We see that same spirit of solidarity today. Women around the world driving solutions to the challenges of our time, of our moment, from climate action to health security to internet freedom. So for me, this is an opportunity to come by and say simply thank you. Thank you for your extraordinary leadership. Thank you for your extraordinary partnership. We will continue to listen to learn from, to work with each and every one of you. Because the reality is, we have a lot more work to do. But the energy in this room, and not just from Gita's team, makes it clear that nothing is going to get in our way. Now, the three of us have been the opening act for our main attraction because I want to turn it over now to an incredibly valued partner, one of the Department of State's 2024 IWOC awardees, a tremendous human rights advocate, Vola Habernuga. After the fraudulent 2020 elections in Belarus, Volia was imprisoned by the Lukashenko regime for organizing women's rights marches. She is now one of the leaders of the Belarusian Democratic Movement, where she's working to secure the release of political prisoners and to support them upon their release. This is truly a woman of extraordinary courage, extraordinary conviction, and extraordinary leadership. Thank you. The floor is yours.
Здравствуйте все. Для меня быть тут огромная честь и гордость, и для меня огромная гордость получить эту премию. Я безгранично благодарна вам, потому что вы узнали о том, что я отважная женщина гораздо раньше, чем я. Я до сих пор не могу в это поверить.
Greetings, everyone. It's a great honor for me to be here. Also, receiving this award and being here is a source of great pride. I'm also immensely grateful to you because you recognized I was a courageous woman way before I did.